Here's a quick video on how to set up your Raspberry Pi in your arcade game to convert it quickly. You know, if you have an old arcade game and you want to make it a multicade, this is very easy. It's a Raspberry Pi, and then it's 2 encoders. These have all the wires already hooked up. You just hook these up to your joystick. You're going to need a keyboard for this in the beginning. This is my control panel. This is how I have it hooked up. Now you're going to make sure on the bottom of the encoder there's 4 adhesive back where you stick this. Make sure you wire your buttons first and then stick down the encoder to make sure, because the wires are not that long. So make sure you wire everything up. I use hot glue on this one, but on this one, I attached those other things there. This is how my joystick will look. So you'd probably have 2 players. On the encoder, you hook up button 1 through 6. So those are your 6 buttons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then these 2, the first one, it's number 9. That's the coin button. And number 10, you hook this up to your start button. So this is coin and then start, these 2 on the side here. And each wire has a ground. So these, make sure you have the right wires for the right button thing there. And then the blue wire goes to the top one here, and then the white one goes here, just like you would wire it anywhere else. And then on this side you got 4 wires here. This wire, the first one is up, down, right, left. So you hook this up to your joystick. The first one is up. You hook this one to the down, the right, and then the left. So those are your 4 wires for your controller on this side. And that's the USB cable. So if this is player 1, make sure you hook player 1 up into the top here. Player 1, and then player 2 goes on the bottom. It's very simple. I know it looks hard, but you get 2 encoders. This is player 1, player 2, and your first 6 buttons on this side is your joystick, and then these are your buttons. And then okay, so once you wire up your control panel, you have these all hooked up to your buttons. Then this would be your control panel. You need the keyboard hooked up to your Raspberry Pi. On your Raspberry Pi, it has an input for speakers right here. You put in the jack there, and then you hook that up to your speaker. So once you have your control panel all hooked up, you're gonna have player 1. So on the keyboard, you're gonna hit enter, and then this menu is gonna come up. You're gonna use the down arrows and go down to where it says configure input, and then on your keyboard you're gonna hit A. Then it's gonna ask you, do you want to configure input? You hit A again. A. And there's no game pads detected because I don't have these USBs on there, but it would say two two game pads detected. And then what you do is you hold the button on your first controller. You just hold any button down, and then it will register. And then you just configure the buttons. It'll ask you, like when it says up, you hit up on the joystick. When it asks you down, you hit down, left, right, and then for start, this would be your start. That would be your coin button, and then your buttons here. This will be the A button, B, X, Y, left, and then the right. So this would be A, B, X, Y, left, right. And it's that simple. When you finish configuring your joysticks and everything, you're going to be in RetroPie on this thing. What you're going to want to do is use your joystick or the keyboard and scroll to where you see RetroPie, and then hit enter. No, not enter, I'm sorry. Get out of that. You're going to want to hit the A button, either on your joystick or your thing, to go into this menu. And then what you want to do, you want to scroll down, and you want to switch to a track mode. And then you hit A on your keyboard or button or your joystick, and that will load it into the track mode interface. Or if you don't want it in a track mode, you could leave it in that same mode that it was in. We just go into that other mode just to configure the joysticks, which you'll boot up into. It takes a couple of seconds, but all you gotta do this is once. You don't have to do this every time you start up. It'll automatically start up in a track mode. And it will boot up faster. Next time when you boot up, it'll boot right up into this. And then this is the track mode. These are all the systems. And that's basically it. You get up and running really fast. It's the easiest way to convert old cabs, beat up cabs, and breathe new life into them.